Hope gets people in, belief keeps them in. Think about that a little. Hope is why people join the business. They hope this really works. They hope they could become wealthy. They hope they can lose weight or get healthy or avoid a heart attack or save money on this or save money on that or achieve this or achieve that. They hope these things are going to work. That's what gets them to join the business. Belief is what gets people to stay in the business. And we've talked about building belief as one of these things that leaders do, and I really felt it important enough to break it out as a separate chapter in its own right, because it's just one of the most important things you'll ever do as a leader is build belief among the people on your team. So let's talk about some of the things we want to do to foster and edify and build up that belief. First thing may seem like a small thing, but I think it's important. We need to get people to a certain level of income as quick as possible. And it's probably a level of somewhere in the neighborhood of US $500 a month. And figure what that is and what that means in the US. Now that might mean a much lower amount in a third world country or a developing country, but the same level of what that means here in the US. Meaning, we want to get people to the point where they're making enough money to pay for their products, their self-development, and attending the major events. So when we can get them there, because now if we've got them where they're not taking money out of their pocket anymore, they don't have to keep investing in the business, they've got enough residual coming in, at least just pay for their products every month, pay for their self-development program, and getting to the major events. If we get them to the major events, we have them plugged into the system, they're going to get over the line, they're going to develop skill sets, their belief is going to get built, their confidence is going to continue to go up. And that we've got a good shot to keep them forever. But here's the key thing with this. Don't let them live out of that money. In other words, that $500 a month or whatever the level is in whatever area of the world you are, we get them to that level, don't let them live out of it. They shouldn't be trying, because that's what people want to do. As soon as they get up, let's say they make in, $1,800 a month in whatever their day job is. Now they get up to $1,800 a month in network marketing, they want to quit their day job. Well, all that's going to do is put them at a plateau where they were in their day job, and now it's going to add a lot of stress and pressure on them because now they need to sponsor people to pay the rent or to buy groceries. No, we want them to keep their day job. They've got their $1,800 a month. Now they've got $1,800 a month coming from their network marketing business. Great, it's paying for their products, it's paying for their self-development, it's paying so they can attend events. And they have some extra money, so now we can invest in building long-distance lines. We can invest in more tools. We can invest in other things that will grow the business. So let's get them to that first threshold as quickly as possible, because that's when they're in danger of dropping out, because that's when their belief is the lowest. Once we get them to the threshold where they don't have to take more money out of their pocket to invest in the business, they don't need as much belief, because now at least they don't need enough belief to say, well, now I got to take more money out of my household budget because we've eliminated that issue. Next area I'd like to talk about are some resources that you can use to build belief. And I've got 3 of them here that I think are really important. The first one is this platform you're on right now, but more specifically, the rocket boosters. Why I put the rocket boosters is I think one of the biggest issues people face in our profession is the retention. People dropping out all the time. People who just, they lose their belief or they don't get enough belief to hang around. So I think it's really important that, and that's why I created those, and anytime you're a little bit feeling down on belief, get in there and pick the rocket booster that's right for you and watch that then. And this whole platform is really designed to keep your people. I think your retention is going to be so much higher from the people who are on this platform. The recruiting will be so much higher from the people who are on this platform. And just the volume produced and the long-term success. So this platform is the first thing. The second one is a magazine, and it's called Networking Times. So it's Networking Times magazine. You can find it at networkingtimes.com. And that's just, it's a totally generic magazine, interviews and profiles of the top people in our profession. And it's really great at building belief because people see those stories of success all the time and they relate to them. And it just builds their confidence and credibility of the profession. And then the third thing is a website which I actually manage called networkmarketingtimes.com. And that's where my training blog is and all of my resources if you want to use my How to Make the First Circle workbook or the Duplication Nation or any of those other things that you use with this platform. The generic training and prospecting tools I have. And again, a huge archive of training articles. So you can go there, you can send your team there. And when they read the training articles and they learn how to do those skill sets, that's a big part of belief, is just knowing, hey, I can do this when I want to do it. I can take the steps that are necessary to get me where I want to go. So that's why I'm a big believer. So those are the three resources. Now let's get into the actions. The specific actions that build success and belief. And what we're really talking about here is dream building. Getting dreams bigger than their fears. Because everybody's got fears, right? We all enter this business with certain fears, just like we enter any situation with certain fears. So what we've got to do for our people is we've got to get their dreams bigger than their fears are. So that's where dream building comes in. And I have to say, I don't think anybody in this business, myself included, I don't think any of us spend enough time on dream building as we really need to do. I love Rob Report magazine and Architectural Digest magazine and driving people around in the parade of homes and going down to the Bentley distributorship or the Ferrari distributorship and whatever it is, whether it's boats or motorcycles or ski lodges or trips to Paris or taking the family to Disney World or going around the world on a cruise for a year. I love building up those dreams because it reminds people why they're doing the business. And when their dreams are bigger than their fears, they're going to keep moving forward because the dream is pulling them forward stronger than the fear is holding them back. And the other thing that these actions are really about is creating confidence in their abilities. And that's why it's always about teaching skill sets. This is why I've developed this platform. Because the reason people don't recruit more, the reason people have higher dropouts, the reason why they don't have more customers is because they haven't developed the specific skill sets they need to do those things effectively. And that's why this platform is here for you. So let's look at some of the specific actions that build those skill sets which build the belief. Number one, drive depth until somebody takes it away from you. Remember, I suggest when you sponsor people in the business, you make a commitment to help them drive depth at least 10 levels deep. Well, I want you to keep going in that line, going down and finding the lowest level leader, working with them, driving depth, driving depth, driving depth, until somebody in that line takes it away from you. Doing that. As you do that, you will be building skills, you'll be building confidence, and as a result, you'll be building belief. Number two on the action thing is rotate the training pattern. Remember the 4 basic skill sets we talked about early on in the platform. Ability to meet people, ability to work a candidate list, inviting, and follow-up. As you're driving depth down an organization, you keep rotating the training in those 4 areas to make sure that people are getting at least proficient in each of those 4 areas. Third action would be create calendar campaigns. Create seasons of activity. One of the most successful things we've done with the people I've worked with around the world is to create seasonal campaigns. To say, because everybody talks about balance, right? We want life balance. I want everything in balance. That's a complete fallacy. It's a complete myth. Nobody is ever in total complete balance except for a millisecond, right? Because if you look at your relationships and your job and your career and your hobby and your passion, I mean, something is always out of balance. And what smart people do, what successful people do, is they choose what they want to be out of balance with. So they say, wow, my mother is in hospice right now, and my father is very elderly, and they don't have much time to live. And you know, I'm going to get out of balance and spend as much time as possible with my parents while I have the opportunity. At other points, they're going to say, I'm going to go on a run because I want to achieve this rank. And we've got a convention coming up in the fall, and I want to walk across that stage as X rank. So I'm going to make a conscious choice to get out of balance, and I'm going to work the business like crazy for a season, for 3 months. So they get together with their family and they negotiate with them and I say, hey, I need your help. I want to go on this run and I want to get out a couple extra nights a week and sponsor some more people and really dial this up so that, and here's the deal, and then I will walk across that stage at this rank and you guys will be there and we're all going to go to the convention together, and the convention's in Orlando and we're going to go to Disney World afterward as a reward, or the convention's in Texas, and we're going to go to SeaWorld afterward, or we're going to take that trip to Belgium that we always promised you, or whatever. They make an agreement. They get buy-in from the people around them, and they make a conscious choice to get out of balance for a season. And I love campaigns for a season like that to really create some serious traction, some serious rank advancement. Number 4 thing in terms of action is taproot with key people down and use the domino effect. So what I mean is, I always like to go down and tap. Remember what we said about taproot, that that's the big root in a tree that for the water and the nutrients, and the deeper the taproot, the stronger and taller the tree is going to be above the ground. So when we talk about taprooting in the context of network marketing, we're going down and we want to identify the lowest level leader of a line, the lowest level potential leader in every single line. We want to go down and work with those people at the bottom of a line. So we go down there, we find somebody who's got some real passion, intensity, urgency. We go down and work with them. We do a couple of series of home meetings with them. They sponsor a couple of people. We do some home meetings with them. They sponsor some people. Now we got a group of 18, 20, 25 people down here. That motivates the person above, the person above, 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 above. It could go up 100 levels, creating excitement all the way up the line. I do the same thing with selling tickets and promoting to events. So I'm going to go down to the person at the bottom and I'm saying, have you got tickets for the next major event? We sell them their tickets. Now I go to the person above. Hey, your new guy Sam, who's really excited about it, he's got 6 tickets for the major event. How many tickets you got? All right, now we sell him his ticket. Now I go to the next level up. Hey, we've got 12 tickets sold for the major. How many tickets do you want? Now we go up there. Hey, you've got 65 tickets in your team already committed to the major event. How many tickets do you got? And we start at the bottom. We taproot down there, and we drive the excitement all the way up the group. All right, number 5 action. It's about that recognition stuff we talk about. Recognize, praise, celebrate. We've talked a lot about it. We probably don't have to, go into detail, but I would like to I saved that one as the last one because it's so important. This is the thing that really causes people to want to do more. And it builds that belief because you recognize that they did something. You praised that they did something. You celebrated the fact that they called their first prospect. They got their first commitment to come to the meeting. They held their first home meeting. They gave their first testimonial on the stage. They made their first 3-way call. They broke their first rank, whatever. If you celebrate, if you have a popcorn party just when they reach a certain rank somewhere, if you celebrate these successes along the way, it builds belief at every stage, and that belief gives them enough to go after the next stage along the way. And that's what we do, guys. We build belief. And every time we build that belief, their dream gets a little bigger, and they go after something a little more to be more, have more, and become more. Now that's the official end of this chapter. I'm going to put in one other little thing here, however. For those of you guys who are doing this in a linear way, and you've gone through and you've done all of Certified 1, you got certified, you went all of Certified 2, you got certified, all of 3. Now here we are at Certification Level 4, and this is at this moment the last course in Certification Level 4. So this means if you've passed all the tests of all the courses before this, and you passed the test of this course, this chapter, there's going to be $1 million tip, but this will be the test, will be on this course. It means you can now present yourself as Level 4 certified. But here's what I want you to know. If you want to have a graduation party, you can do that. If you want to get a cap and throw it up in the air, you could do that. But I want you to understand there is really no graduation from this platform. Now is where the learning really begins. Because if you've really done this learning platform all the way through, then you understand you are now a lifelong student. And I want to see you every week back here, every month back here. Again, pick the courses that you mark as favorites, and then just the basic skill set stuff, the talking to people, the inviting. There's just those are the kind of things you ought to revisit every couple of months and just say, hey, what can I do next to step up my game in that skill set? And then you get to the intermediate skill set levels like presenting, team dynamics. Hey, what is the thing I can do to really improve that there? So I want you to really make that commitment, be a lifelong student, and come back here often. And don't forget those rocket boosters. Whenever you need you need a quick boost because you're facing a certain challenge, go in there and find the one you want. But anyway, I do congratulate you if you've done all of the courses and you pass all of the tests, because you're the person that I created this platform for. Somebody who really understands what we have in this profession, committed to being world class at it. And you're here for the right reasons. And it isn't about your success, it's about the success of your team and your people. And yes, it's great you get to live your dream and get the cars and the trips and the bonus checks and all that, but the real reward is not all those prizes and contests and cars. The real reward is who you become. And I want to salute you for taking the initiative, having the guts, the commitment, the drive, the determination, the self-discipline to make and keep that commitment every day. Peace. I love you guys.